Bellas, great seeing some of you this weekend. Can't believe it's here. We're back. Power rankings. We had our draft last night. Thanks to the guys that came. I know it was a little bit of a drive for some of you. It was great seeing you. The guys that couldn't make it, you were deeply missed. Ben, hope you're having fun in East Lansing, Michigan. Ford, hope your knee feels better. I know that was a bummer too. Gil, you're out doing Gil things, so keep doing you. And Derek, I don't really remember what your excuse was, but you were definitely missed too. So next year, love to get all 10 of us in the same place. We had a great time. We'll pick something a little more central to everyone, but yeah, really fun weekend. I'm back now. Thank you, Rory, for keeping me company on the drive. Got a lot of time to reflect on the power rankings. Tried to keep Najee Nation out of my head when I put pen to paper. So I'm gonna try and do things about the same like I normally do. I might chop it up a little bit so I can add like the screenshots of the teams for everyone. I think that might help the viewing experience for you all. So let's get right into it. I'm gonna start with the power rankings, and I'm gonna give it like a week or two before I do the first round predictions and everything. Or the first matchup predictions. But for this one, it'll just be power rankings, and then first week predictions I'll have out to you guys next week. We already had our first trade. Sam and Steele swapping a receiver. Sam gets his guy, Pickens. Steele gets Tet, who could be very good this year. I think that was a good pick. Sam took him from me right when I thought I was going to get him. Thought I was going to get Tet and Tyler Warren. Sam snagged them both out from under me. So Sam, I think, had a good draft. But again, I'll get into this. Just happy to be here talking to the Void, talking to you fellas again. And football's back, baby. Let's go. All right. Someone's got to be last. And I think just based off of the chat last night, someone may have been on auto draft. I think this should come as a surprise to no one that Ben slots in at 10th on the power rankings for me this year. Whenever you find out in the morning that you have 4 quarterbacks, that's probably not something that you want. He's got ETN, who we all know is my nemesis. He's got 2 guys named Travis on the Jaguars on his bench, 4 quarterbacks, Olave and Cam Scatabo. So his bench is it's tough for sure. He does have Joe Burrow. He always gets Burrow. He had him last year, which was good for him last year, but he always does get Burrow. I thought Jacobs was a good pick, maybe a little high, but I was thinking about taking him in the second round as well. Amon-Ra I was pretty upset about. My name is still Sun God Enthusiast. I've been very outspoken for how much I like Amon-Ra, so I was pretty bummed they didn't follow me at 8, but should have played better at putt-putt. Wouldn't have been an issue. Can only blame yourself for that. Garrett Wilson, we'll see. Justin Fields could be good in New York. I'm rooting for the kid. I'm rooting for Fields on record. Just not against the Pats. Njoku, I think, was a good pick, although it might have been an auto draft with Flacco at the helm to kind of air it out. And then his 2 flexes, I think, not great. Xavier Worthy, how good is he going to be with Rashee Rice here? Is Rashee Rice playing? Who's to say? And then Jalen Waddle, I personally don't really want anything to do with the Dolphins at all. And then Ben also has the Dolphins kicker who's questionable. So I think this is probably my least controversial last place power ranking pick that I've ever had. But we had to do it. We get on the board. Sometimes you just got to run the ball, and that's what I'm doing here. Ben, 10th on Kamish's opening season power ranking. Sorry about that, Ben. On to 9. This may come as a surprise to some people, especially the people that were with me this weekend who I'm picking here. And I think this team could be very good. It could be. And I also think it could be very bad. And that is the dumpster fire. That's Ford. So Ford, you're coming in at 9 for me here. T. Higgins just is always injured. I don't think he's played more than 6 games ever. Jerry Jeudy will be awesome while Flacco's in, and then Shador will win the starting role. Bowers was a great pick. Ridley could be good this year, perchance. We'll see. Maybe some Cam Ward action. Matt Golden, do you ever want a Green Bay Packers receiver? Who's to say? Ravens defense, I'm assuming he'll swap him out. Don't want to start anyone against Buffalo. Jake Elliott, sure. Bijan, obviously, didn't think he was going to fall to him at 3. That's a great pick. He's the RB1 in my eyes over Saquon this year. I thought that was a good pick for him. And then Jaden Daniels, 4th round. I think he's due for some regression. And that's just me, being realistic. But Ford, obviously, the most outspoken commies fan we have. Maybe not necessarily the most grounded in reality, but that's who we got, and we love him for it. His bench, he's got Bill. The hype train has taken off. Ricky Pearsall could be good. I know it was between him and Juwan. I went with Juwan, but Ricky has been killing it all of preseason. Keon Coleman, Justin Fields, Rashid Shaheed, Tajay Spears, and Jared Goff. So he has Tajay Spears and Calvin Ridley. So do we want to be all in on the Titans? Is a question that I am asking, and answering is no, we do not, which is why Ford's him ninth in my power ranking. Ford, try not to take it personally. I do hope your knee feels better. We missed you on the golf course. But, yeah, boom or bust, I'm going bust for you this year. That's just my opinion. Take it with a grain of salt. At 8, yeah, we're at 8. That's two guys. We're at 8. So at 8, we have someone who I normally slot in pretty low, and it pains me to do it every year. But I have to do it. It's Derek. Derek is coming in at 8 here, and I'll give him a pass because he did text me a bunch of times that I had him in a blender. I was just taking the guys that he wanted, which is always a tough thing to have a guy you think you're going to get fall right before you. But his team, Bo Nix, I actually like from a fantasy perspective. That's good value. I'm pretty sure he got him round 10. That's great value. Genti, I don't like for a first-round pick. I'm happy that he was off the board. Kamara, you guys know I had him last year. He's just, the Saints are a dumpster fire. BTJ should have a good year. Scary Terry, is he even on a team right now? Like, he hasn't signed his contract. He's not reporting. I'm like 90% sure. No, Steele had Laporta. Laporta was horrible last year. I was surprised to see him go when he did. 6th round pick. Not sure about that. Amarian Hampton could be good. Najee Harris only has one eye. Aaron Jones is washed. He'll be out. And then he's going Steelers for defense and kicker, which I respect. Jameson Williams in the flex. That's actually a pretty good flex. I bet he will sub him in for Aaron Jones. Week 1, which is against me, and I would like to note that when I informed the group that we played the same people week 1 every single time, Sam said I was rigging the league by getting to play Derek every opening season. So do with that what you will. But you got 2 guys projected for 0 on the bench, and Judkins, who we don't even know if he's going to be playing this year. He hasn't signed his contract yet. He's in the 12th round. And then Goblin, who's out until I don't even know when. So it is what it is, right there. We're just here to have fun. You're here to maybe make the playoffs. I think you only made the playoffs once in all these years. Hope it's this year for you, but we'll see. Could be some uphill sledding for you, and I hope you don't beat me week 1. Make me eat my words here, but that's what I'm thinking. Derek, slotting in at 8 for me. All right, 7th, and the first team out of the playoffs according to my power rankings, which would be a surprise because this guy the whole weekend wouldn't shut up about how he has more top 3 finishes than me, and he's way better than me, even though he has 0 championship rings. But he has a higher overall finishing record than me, average. So that's really what matters, not rings. And that would be Chase, our lovely friend Chase Barron, coming in just outside the playoffs in my eyes this year. We got someone who I think would be a really good team if it was 6 years ago. He's got a lot of guys that are pretty old, a lot of guys who used to be good, a lot of guys, facing an uphill battle against the clock. Maybe need to drink from the fountain of youth. We'll go down the roster. Jalen, he's got the tush-push, good pick. Derrick Henry, I did guess that he was going to do that the night before the draft when he was ripping mock drafts. He just went nonverbal for like 5 minutes when I said he was going to do that. Kyron, who he keeps calling Kieran Williams, I think he's due for a regression year. He's very, very touchdown dependent. Nico was a good pick. I wanted him to fall to me. That was a bummer. DK, I think, sucks. I had him last year. It was a pain in the butt. I can't believe he drafted Travis Kelce again. He's done it the last 2 years, and every year he's like, I can't believe I have Kelce. Why is he so old and washed up? So, interesting thought there. Devontae Smith, I think, is very good. Tony Pollard, I don't think is as good. Pat's defense against the Raiders, that's good. Then you got Cam Little, guy who drilled a 70-yarder. And then his bench, we got Austin Eckler, who's pretty washed up. Deebo Samuel, who's very, very fat. Keenan Allen was literally out of the league and now is back. Jordan Mason could be good. Goddard, Tillman was a good pick. And Chubb is just Chubb's pretty washed up too. So we got a lot of old folks on Chase's team this year. I think he knows it because we told him that for like 3 hours. He was drafting all the old guys. So we'll see. In Chase's eyes, if he can make the playoffs, finish third, that's a win in his books because he knows he's never going to win a ring. So you know what? Maybe this year he'll fall just short of that goal of making the playoffs. He'll finish outside of it. I got him finishing at 7th this year. 6th on my power ranking. My lovely friend, great guy, Caleb Barnes. I had him at 10th last year. You know what? I think he had a better draft than that last year. He was a pretty solid team. I'll slot him in at 6th. Last guy in the playoffs type of beat is what I'm thinking. He is already making the good roster move of moving Joe Mixon into his IR slot. That's just great management. He also has Ayuk, so he's got double injuries on the bench. Mahomes, I think, was not a good pick. He's not a very good fantasy player, but 7th round, I guess you take him. He's running back with the same running backs from last season. He's got Gibbs and Akane. I'm notably very low on Akane just because I think the Dolphins stink, and he's banged up. Ladd had a great year. DJ Moore should be decent in the new loaded up Bears offense. Evan Ingram I thought was a good pick. He should be good in Denver hopefully. Obviously I love Travion Henderson. I would have liked for him to fall to me in the 5th round. I couldn't, in my mind, take him over Trey McBride, but Caleb got him in the 4th. He's climbed a lot on the draft boards over the past few weeks after that kickoff touchdown. And then Marvin Harrison Jr. I had him in another league last year, and it was one of the worst experiences of my life. So I hope for Caleb's sake, it's more fun for him than it was for me. But I'm not optimistic. I think Kyler sucks, which is why I drafted McBride because he hyper-fixates McBride with targets because he's so tiny he can't see everyone else. Round out the bench, we got Cooper Kupp, who I legitimately did not know was in Seattle until I saw his new headshot. Caleb Williams might be good. Ayuk, we already talked about. He had to get Kyle Pitts. And then Leggett and Jalen Wright, who I don't even know if he's Akane's handcuff because Ollie Gordon had a better preseason than him. Who's to say? But yeah, Caleb, solid effort all around. Gibbs is beast. Yeah, I like Gibbs and Henderson. You got a decent running back room. I'd like to see you in the playoffs this year. I think it'll happen. Coming in at 5. Najee Nation gets to keep the namesake. He's got his boy Najee. He's got CA3. He's unflappable. Seriously, though, I do think Rory had a good draft. He did get his boy Josh Allen. He's normally, ever since Yax left the league, the first person to take a QB off the board, so he did stick with that tradition. Saquon, obviously, is Saquon. He's got James Conner, who's been a super solid running back, ex-Steeler. Puka, if Stafford can stay healthy, should be a beast. I think Cortland Sutton's good. Hawk should have a decent year. Zay Flowers I like a lot. I'm not as big on Pittman, but he's also got Darnell Mooney for if he is healthy. I know he's not projected any points right now, but that's neither here nor there. Actually, it kind of is here and there. But that's where we're at right now. Caleb Johnson, I thought Rory was going to take Jaylen Warren over Caleb Johnson. He was between the two. I ended up with the one that he didn't pick, so I was pretty happy with Jaylen Warren. Then he's got Dalton Kincaid too. So it's good. I think he's got a very decent team. Obviously, Ford last year won a bunch of games because of Josh Allen single-handedly. I'm sure that'll happen again this year, except Rory will be the benefactor from it. So, you know what? I think he has a decent team. Last year he struggled a lot. He was fighting for bottom, but I think he has a good year. He gets a bounce-back year, gets in the playoffs. We'll slot him in at 5, and we'll see what happens. At 4, I do normally slot myself right in this range. This year is not unlike other years. I did give myself 4. I think better team than I historically have been the past couple of years. And I told the guys in person this, I went risky on a QB. I went Fields. I went Richardson. Couldn't pass it up. This year, we went with 2 white guys. So we're good to go. Baker Mayfield, very, very, very good last year. Had a great fantasy year. And then my Lord and Savior, Drake May, just in case we do want to get a little flashy towards the second half of the season. But we got the Baker Mike Evans stack, which is very reliable. He can almost guarantee 1,000 yards every year for the boy. My running back room could use work. James Cook I got in the 3rd round. David Montgomery, who has been very good historically. Obviously, Jahmyr Gibbs is very, very good. So I'm hoping that they keep that kind of 1A, 1B little thing going on. I got CD. He fell to me at 8. Malik Neighbors, I'm pretty pumped about too. McBride, I'm obviously very excited about. And then my second flex, we'll see, right? Jawan Jennings, I like a lot. He was very good last year. He's already questionable, which I'm not too pumped about. Tyrone Tracy, I did forget that I had Malik Neighbors when I drafted Tyrone Tracy. So if anyone is interested in him, I would prefer not to have 2 Giants players on my team. That would be lovely. Hit my line. Colson Loveland, I'm pretty pumped up. I got him. I did want to get Tyler Warren. B-Rob, got him for when CMC inevitably, tweaks something and he's out. Luther Burden, people are pumped about. He's supposed to be in the X role for Ben Johnson, the new coach in the Chicago regime. So I'm excited for it. We're feeling good. We're feeling fresh. We're feeling like this could be the year. And as long as we finish top 3 and we beat Chase, that's really all that matters. Chase and I have some side action going on for who's going to have a better finishing record at the end of the year. So really hope it's me. Fingies crossed. But we're happy with it. We're happy with the team. Running back room could use some work, but we're very pumped with our pass catchers. So, slot myself right in at 4. At 3, he was probably out doing something cool yesterday. He's a pretty cool guy. Chris Gilliam. Still not sure if I got his last name right. But outside of Kyler Murray being terrible, very good draft. You guys know I love Bucky. I was pretty bummed I couldn't get him this year, but he went round 2. He wasn't gonna swing back around to me on the 3rd round. But I very much love Bucky a lot. Jamar falling him at the 2nd pick, which is a crazy statement. But yeah, Jamar at 2. Obviously you got to get him. Jamar, AJ Brown, those are 2 pretty good pass catchers. Breece Hall I think stinks. I think he's washed for sure. Pacheco I think is actually a sneaky good pick, especially got him in the 6th round. He's the Chiefs running back 1. Chiefs they win games. I'm not sure if I'd say they're a high-powered offense, but they're always winning and they're always in it. And then Adunze is supposed to have a good year this year again with the Bears' new head coach, Ben Johnson. And people are very high on Adunze. I know I heard a lot of chatter about people were upset that they couldn't get Adunze. Diggs, I love the Diggs pick. If you have any interest in trading Diggs, I really like to get him as a Patriots fan, Gil, so hit my line. Although Stevenson, I don't know if you want Diggs and Stevenson. Stevenson especially, he's not as good as Travion Henderson, but, as Chase always says, the depth chart's what matters, and he's technically one of the depth chart. Jaden Reed, Rashad White, Jordan Love, C.J. Stroud finishing out the team. So he's got 3 QBs, second most amount of QBs rostered in the league. But overall, I think a very solid team. Obviously, he won the league last year, so we know he can compete at a high level. He can compete in this league, so I think he'll be right in the mix of things at the end of the season again. And it's hard not to be in the mix of things when you got Jamar Chase on your team. So I think he had a pretty decent draft outside of his QB situation. And obviously Kittle's a beast, so I don't even talk about him. But good draft for Chris. Coming into 2, and this may surprise some folks based off what he did with his first pick. We're giving Sam number 2, who is our undisputed GOAT. Only person to repeat championships in league history. That is a fact. No one can take that from him, at least for the time being. At least 4 different times last night, when I was about to draft, I was like, all right, as long as Sam doesn't take my guy, I'm good. And then he takes my guy. Really wanted Tyler Warden. Really wanted Tet, who doesn't even have anymore. Egbuka I thought was a great pick. RJ Harvey was a good pick. Very, very solid team outside of his QB, obviously, at Dak Prescott. But he's got the Dak George Pickens stack now, so if they're as good as he thinks he's going to be, he should be in good shape. His running back room looks fantastic. CMC, Chase Brown, Kenneth Walker, RJ Harvey, Ollie Gordon, and Bishal Tootin. A lot of young guys, the opposite of Chase's team. Tyler Warren, obviously, RVA legend. And then, Tyreek Hill's Tyreek Hill. I guess he still technically is Tyreek Hill, but is he really Tyreek Hill? And those who know ball know what I'm talking about there. But Drake London, that's obviously Sam's guy too. We got his guy. And he got Young Hui. So he basically got all the guys I think that he wanted to get. And I think he had a pretty good draft. So, our undisputed GOAT, I normally have him near the top. Staying the same this year. Coming in at 2, we got Sam. Rounding out our power rankings, and let me refresh this page because I just pushed that trade through before I made this video. Sam's father has to be, right? It's got to be Sam's father, Steele, which honestly I don't think should surprise anyone because so many people have sent him trades already. He should know he did something right. He's already getting trade offers out the butt. Lamar, great player. Great player. Surprise steal took him for sure. Those who know. Obviously, he got JJ at 4. He's pretty pumped about that. Rashee Rice, if he plays, is fantastic. He was so good last year for the couple weeks I had him. Devontae Adams could be good, but Jacoby Myers is a very, very good second flex option. Sneaky good. JSN, he had a great year last year. Probably hopes to keep it up this year. Mark Andrews is meh. His tight end room could use a little work. He's got 3 pretty mid tight ends with Ferguson, Hunter Henry, and actually not. Hunter Henry's my goat, but you know what I'm saying. And then Ted McMillan, who I am surprised Ben didn't get, considering he logged on for round 3, drafted Chuba, and then dipped. I really thought Ben was going to try and get Ted as well as our in-home Panthers fan, but Steele. After the last place finish last year, I'm thinking big turnaround. I'm thinking he's going all the way. I'm thinking he's not running a 2-mile beer run this year for sure. But who's to say, right? We never know, and I'm wrong about a lot of stuff. So, Steele, you have honors as being my number 1 in the power rankings. We will come back to this as we always do, and I'm sure everyone will laugh at my mistakes as we always do. But yeah. I appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate those that came to Myrtle this week. It really was great seeing everyone. It's been like 5 years since I had seen some of you guys. I hope we make it a yearly thing. I will get the weekly predictions out for everyone after Labor Day, before kickoff on Thursday. Other than that, let's get some more trades going already. I love it. And other than that, we're just happy making these videos again. Great to see everyone. Thank you for watching as always. Love you guys.